This isn't a dragged out 10-15 minute video with a bunch of ads running through it. This is a practical guide for guys who want real advice from someone who's been through it themselves. I started my weightlifting journey about 5 years ago, and I'm going to try and give you the best advice that I've learned in these past 5 years, which you can use now. My goal is to give you the most real advice possible so I can help as many people out there as I can. It's not only made my physique better, but it's changed my whole life completely. I'm going to make some basic assumptions here that you are a young male, aged 13 to 30, who wants to build an attractive physique to be able to attract the opposite sex. Let's be honest, you've clicked on this video with a desire to build an attractive physique. And yes, it may be for yourself, but realistically, come on, it's so you can get some things. Let's be honest now. Your current thought process is that building an attractive body will help you attract females. But I have to tell you the truth. You are absolutely correct. Of course it does. So I'm surprised it's taken you this long to even think about getting shredded. And to build your physique and make it more muscular, it all starts with resistance training. And this is a simple form of weightlifting. And this is what I teach so many people online about. It all starts with finding your base level strength in the gym. You have to go in and find your 1 rep max straight away. And you work on this through a progressive overload. You find your 1 rep max and you work at 70 to 80% of your 1 rep max for as many reps as you can for 3 sets. Once you get up to a certain amount of reps as 8, then you can increase the weight and then go back down to 5-6 reps. Then get it back up again to 7-8 reps and then keep increasing the weight. All the guys you see online focusing on compound lifts and lifting heavy 3 times a week, it's not going to help you build your dream physique. Those guys probably look like this. And you don't want to look like that. Let me show you what I did and from what I've seen and what I've learned to be able to achieve my dream physique. One of the things that I learned in my journey is that there is a thing called a hierarchy of attractive muscle groups. I'm not going to sit here and waste your time in this video telling you you should be doing this exercise, you should be doing that exercise. I'm going to keep it more basic than that. For me, there is certain muscles that will make you look more aesthetic and you have to work these ones out more. I'll list you my hierarchy. Number 1, and everyone should be agreeing, your abs. Your abdominal muscles. They are easily the most aesthetic part and muscle group on your body. That's why all the girls love guys with abs. When have you ever seen a lean guy and he hasn't got abs? You haven't. It's not real. So you have to get abs. Abs were the prized possession of the Greek gods, and you think that you don't need them. What is wrong with you? Do you want to be ugly? Because it's sounding like you do. And I know that everyone who is watching this video at some point or another has tried to get abs. I was obsessed with my abs from about the age of 8. I remember leaning down one day and I saw little lines in my stomach. And I started hitting crunches and sit-ups 100 times a day. So I wanted abs. And that's how my whole journey started, really. And you probably have a similar story. But if you don't have them now, you need to focus on getting them. You'll see so many people who are skinny, who have abs, and you're thinking, but they're not attractive. Of course they're not, because they're skinny. However, you have to develop your abs, you have to add muscle onto your abs. Your abdominals are split up into 3 parts. Your upper abs, your lower abs, and your obliques. A lot of skinny people have the upper abs. The hardest ones to get are the lower abs and the obliques. So these are the ones you have to be working out if you want that strong abdominal look, the aesthetic look of the full abs, the full lower body. To do this, you have to train the lower abs and the obliques. So when you're training, focus a lot more on your lower abs and your obliques. And I promise you, your upper abs will come if you do that. And the tip I have for you is record yourself, a picture of yourself once a week, and see how your physique is changing. Track how your abdominals are growing and becoming more vigilant on your body. This will help you and keep motivation in your journey to keep going to your dream aesthetic physique. Because if you don't see any progress, you're much more likely to give up. But if you work hard, it's easy to see the progress. So make sure you track it. The second muscle in the hierarchy of muscle groups is your delts, specifically your lateral delts. Growing this muscle will make your physique look 100 times better. It makes you look broader and fill out your t-shirts. They're easily trained by a simple lateral raise, which you probably see people doing in the gym every time you go in there. It's such a popular exercise, so do it. And you literally only have to do it lightweight, and you will see massive differences in your physique with just a pump. Not even a long-term progression. The same day you will see a difference, because you've probably not worked it out much. Because if you did, then you wouldn't be on this video. Number 3, your chest. And this was the second muscle I ever started working out. Because what I had was, once I'd worked so hard on my abs, I looked underdeveloped in my upper body. You know, this is before I had shoulders, before I had arms, and my chest just was flat. And then I had my abs, which just looked really weird. So I wanted to have that more of a fuller look in my torso. So I started working out my chest 7 days a week in the gym. That's what I mean about creating an aesthetic body. It doesn't have to be this structured routine where you have to be working out this and that. If you have a weakness in your physique, work on it. Why wouldn't you? Why would you work so hard on a strength in your physique and just make it look abnormal? If you had massive traps, but your arms and shoulders were small, you're like a friggin' weirdo, mate. So why on earth would you do that? The fourth muscle group is your arms, and especially your forearm. This is one of the muscle groups in your body that will always be on show, especially in summer when you're wearing t-shirts. So you can easily see your progress. And obviously, when you meet people for the first time, one of the first things they're going to notice about you is your arms. And if you have big arms, you make a good first impression. When you're shaking someone's hand, do you want their first thought to be, he's got scrawny, thin arms that he could snap in half? No, you don't. Because then in his mind, you're his bitch already. Underdeveloped forearms have this weird effect on your physique that when they're disproportional, it makes your whole physique look weird. Everything else could be developed, but if your forearms are underdeveloped, it's just going to look weird. You're going to look like a kid. The same with the chest. If you have everything else developed, you don't have a chest. You're going to look underdeveloped. You're going to look prepubescent. Like a child that's just been pumped with testosterone, drugs. The next thing in the hierarchy of muscle groups is your back. And do not skip back day, ever. But obviously, the front of your physique is more important. However, a strong, defined back can help you in so many ways. Females love a nice back. And any girl watching this can vouch, because they know it's true. They love a lovely, developed back with lots of muscles, nice insertions, which you can easily train. So do not skip back day. But then again, do not make it your number one priority, because you have a big back but an undeveloped front. It's just weird. It's just straight up weird. And it's not aesthetic and it's not attractive. Focus on the other key parts, the other muscle groups first. And then your back will also be built as it has stabilizer muscles all across your back, which help you all the time whilst you're lifting. So they will naturally be built. So I wouldn't focus massively on them, but do not skip them. And at the bottom of hierarchy of muscle groups is your legs. And no, you do not want skinny legs, but it is the least most important muscle groups. If your upper body looks good, you're going to get a lot more go. They're not going to be worried about too much about your legs. As long as you haven't got little matchsticks, then you'll be alright. Still, do not skip leg day. Make sure you're hitting it. And make sure your legs are slowly growing. But they are filler muscles. They don't have to be big. They don't have to be defined. And it's not going to make your physique look 100 times better, as other muscles are going to. Remember, the focus of this video is building an aesthetic physique, not building your overall strength. No girl has ever said to you that they find you attractive because you've got nice quads or you've got nice calves. But don't get me wrong, I still hit back and legs pretty much every week, but they're more of muscles that round off your physique instead of making them pop out. Diet. You can get into this to optimize your performance in the gym, but generally a lot of people avoid dieting because of the massive meal changes and lifestyle changes they have to create. And you don't have to do that. There are so many ways that you can change your diet and what you eat and still be eating healthy and still be eating the foods that you want. The massive misconception is that you have to stop eating all shit foods. No, you don't. You don't have to. Will it be more beneficial to you? Yes, it will be, but you don't have to. My advice would be on a lean, bulking diet. This is where you have a calorie surplus, where you eat more calories than you burn in a day, which will help you put on muscle mass. Don't think that you have to eat basic, boring, disgusting meals like chicken and rice every single night. If you want a burger, you can have a burger. You don't get fat from one unhealthy meal. That's not how your body works. You can get fat from eating too much of anything. Even flipping lettuce, you can get too fat from eating too much. But if you have one thing, let's say it's your friend's birthday and you've been invited out for a dinner, are you really gonna bring a box of chicken and rice? Go to the restaurant, get a burger, get a steak, get whatever you fancy. Because at the end of the day, one meal isn't gonna ruin your gains. It's not gonna make you fat. You're not gonna lose your veins and muscles. Don't be so silly. Don't ruin some of these good things in life that you have because you think it's gonna destroy your whole physique. It's not. When you have it too much, then it will. So get rid of the ideology that you have to be 100% perfect, because no one in this journey can be 100% perfect. And it will actually help you. These cheat days, these meals, they will help you in the long run, because you don't feel that you're under stress, under control of having to eat healthy all the time. Because like I said before, if you tracked all your calories and did everything perfectly, it is not possible, it is not sustainable, and you will eventually fail. So yes, treat yourself to these things. Once you've worked really hard, let's say you've done cardio, you've had a football match or something on the weekend, if you want to have a nice meal or an unhealthy meal, go for it. But don't make it a regular thing. Otherwise it will disrupt your growth, it will destroy your gains, and you will be putting on fat. Most things are fine in moderation. Optimize your perfect scenario. There will be a perfect scenario where you train to your best ability, and there's loads of small factors that play into this. So have a think of all these factors and write them down. It could be what you're wearing to the gym, what time you go to the gym. Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? Who are you going with? Are you going with friends? Are you going with family? Or do you like to work on your own? Will you be more effective working out on your own? What gym you train at? Any random factor you can think of, write it down and create your perfect scenario for you to train in. Cardio. Should you be doing cardio? There are studies that show that cardio can kill your gain, but me personally, I think it's extremely important. I play football myself, so I cover all my cardio when I do that. You want to keep your heart healthy and lungs healthy, keeping them working at a high level. Just imagine this situation. You've gone out, you've met the best looking girl you've ever seen in your life. You take her home, you start walking upstairs to the bedroom. You're at the top of the stairs. You can't breathe, mate. Because your cardiovascular system is so shit, you can't even walk up a set of stairs. And then you've pulled this baddie, and she's just turned around and gone, oh, sorry, I'm not staying anymore. Because you can't walk up a set of stairs. And you've turned her off completely, because all she now thinks is that you're a fat, lazy shit. So make sure you take care of your cardio so that situation doesn't happen to you. So the last thing I'm going to say is that, remember, this is your journey. Every journey is different. So don't be so fixated on what you see online, how other people are doing. Focus on yourself and the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and you will grow and you will achieve your physique that you want. I love the quote, the best time to start was a year ago, and the second best time to start is today. You'll look back at this in the future from when you started your journey and be so proud of yourself for making the first step. So don't waste any more time. Take that first step and get to work.